First of all, to the People's Press, the Rotary, and to the Chamber, thank you so much for hosting this today and for the opportunity to be here to speak with you. I hope that each of you do understand and do get the opportunity to ask us questions after this if there's something that was not answered, because that is my goal. First and foremost, I want to thank my wife and my children and my family for the opportunity to represent you. Without their full support, I would not be up here today and I would not have sought office. But my heart goes out to my community. This is a community that has given so much to me. 5 generations of my family having lived in this community, born and raised. This is where my service was rooted in, is to be able to get up there and to make a difference. I've served as a teacher for 11 years, and I've told my students that I said, you know what, you can run a positive campaign, you can go door to door and talk to the people about the issues, and you can get elected. And that's what I was able to do 2 years ago, and I hope that I'm able to do again on November 2nd. Beyond that is the fact that when you do elect me, you can know that I do have an open door policy. My door is always open to any single individual who would like to talk to me, or any group of people who would like to talk to me about the issues. I've been endorsed by Minnesota Farmers Union and Minnesota Farm Bureau. The National Federation of Independent Business gave me the Guardian of Small Business Award. I have people across the continuum saying thank you. Thank you for just being a leader and listening. And that's exactly what I want to do for you. Because the community means more to me than any sort of partisan rank file or any sort of badge of honor or a plaque that I can put on my wall. Ladies and gentlemen, these are real issues. These are real situations that our constituents, our families are facing day to day in our communities. And I've got real solutions. And those solutions come from listening to you through 3 different surveys that I put out, to town hall forums in every single township and in every city that I represent, making sure that we get the voice of the people heard up there and that we can create that consensus and go up there with common sense solutions. Thank you so much.
Mr. Cool.
Well, I'm gonna close quickly based on the number of pieces of paper Mr. Jackson has over there. You all have a lot of questions. So if you didn't get one answered, like I said, please make sure you corner us before we leave the room. We have a choice 8 days from now. A big choice for everybody to make, the direction of our state, the direction of our country. So I would encourage all of you to please get out and vote. Obviously, I prefer if you vote for me, but please make sure you get out to vote, no matter who you vote for. I am not a career politician. I'm not looking to start a career in politics. I'm a firm believer in voluntary term limits. People should serve in the legislature and then go home and go back to being a normal person. Because I think serving in the legislature or serving in Washington, D.C. changes you. And you need to go back to being a normal, common person from time to time. Secondly, I'd like to continue serving. I've served my country with honor for the past 18 years wearing the uniform of our U.S. military. And it's been probably the proudest achievement of my life to have served in combat, to have taken 9 soldiers into a combat zone and brought all 9 soldiers back home. I'd like to continue serving that level of honor and integrity. And I'm going to make one promise that politicians or candidates are never supposed to make promises while they're running. So I'm going to make you one promise that I absolutely know I can fulfill. If you send me to St. Paul, I will go serve in the legislature and I will come home with my shield or on it. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Fritz.
Well, thank you, Jeffrey, and thank you, the Owatonna Chamber and Rotary, and all of you here again today for inviting me. I always enjoy coming here and meeting with you, and I too will be brief because if you have questions I'd like to hear, and we can discuss those after we're through here. But believe me, I do want you to know what an honor it is to serve you as your state representative. I look at it as an extension of my nursing life, and as I get older and closer to the senior population that I work with and served all of my life, I certainly see the need, and I also see the increase in the need for those folks. So again, I thank you for the opportunity that you've given me to serve you as your legislator for the past 6 years. I have the energy, I have made the contacts, I have the relationships across the aisle. I'd like to continue to work, to do good work, more good work for all of you in this district, and also the whole state of Minnesota. This is the best state, I think, in the world, in the United States. I'm very, very proud to be a Minnesotan. And I do think we do good work. I think that we can work on the partisan issues and we can work on all the other things. Going back and sending me in, we'll send that tone back to St. Paul that I bring to it, and that is we can all get along, we can all do better, and to do no harm. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Kaiser.
I too would like to thank the sponsors for today, and especially want to thank you folks for taking your time to come and listen to the candidates and become informed voters. As Mr. Stool said, we're 8 days away. Probably the most critical vote maybe in your lifetime. The state's facing some very, very difficult challenges, as we heard from the questions and we've seen throughout the campaigns, the important issues. I just want to leave you that it is important that you exercise your right to vote. Get out and vote. Also talk to your friends, your neighbors. We're 8 days away. Probably the most critical vote coming up in your lifetime. We need strong leadership to move our state forward. Again, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Perry.
Well, thank you for all coming here today. I am Mike Perry, and I'm asking for your vote on November 2nd. I would like to ask you to do one other thing. Many of you know I tell it like it is. I don't hold anything back. And I want you to think about this. This election is about who you think will best represent you, your values, and your ideals. This election is about who you believe has the integrity to stand up for what is right. For hours, I sat around a table with 9 legislators negotiating the flood relief bill. And for hours, I watched my 2 House members, Representative Kath and Representative Fritz, sit there as their party tried to pile on $30 million of pork on top of the backs of the vulnerable flood victims. That was wrong. Their silence showed their support for their party wanting to do business as usual. We can't allow that any longer. There is no place for doing business as usual, and it needs to change. We need to elect people that are willing to truly represent you, even when they're behind closed doors. We need people that will represent you by rolling up their sleeves, having an open mind, and doing what is right. I'm Mike Perry, your current state senator, and I'd like to go back in January. And I ask for your vote on November 2nd. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. DeMarco.
Thank you. Again, my name is Alex DeMarco. I'm running for state senate. Asking for your vote on November 2nd. Take a look at DeMarcoforsenate.com. It's a very thorough website. A lot of information for you there. You know, at every single debate, every single questionnaire that I filled out, that question about partisan gridlock has been asked. If you're looking for an independent voice for this district, if you're looking for an independent Democrat, if you feel like the Democratic Party maybe left you some years ago, I'm the guy that's coming back to you. I don't draw my inspiration from Nancy Pelosi or Harry Reid. I draw my inspiration from names like Hubert Humphrey, Roosevelt, Jack Kennedy. That's where I'm coming from. I'm an old-fashioned Catholic labor Democrat. That's union and non-union. It's not about the unions. It's about working people in this district. And this is a working district. This is a blue-collar manufacturing district in many different ways. We need to restore those high-paying manufacturing jobs. We had in the 90s. We've done it before. It's not dreaming too big. We've done it. We can do it again. I'm pro-life. I'm pro-gun rights. It's not easy to be a Democrat in those things. You know, it gets a little lonely sometimes. I have the governor's candidate come down here and stop him for me. Mr. Emmer has come down and appeared with Perry 3 times. He introduced him on Friday. Said, that me and Emmer are side by side. If you're looking for an independent Democrat, if you're looking for somebody that can put aside the partisanship and rancor, then I'm your candidate. Because at the end of the day, much like Corey Cass said, it's not the party that pushes red or green for the bill. It's a senator that's going to come back home to his district tonight, face his people in church. He's got to face his people at the cafes, face them at the VFW, all those places. I'm confident I can go up there and represent this district first. I will place it above all partisanship and rancor. I will place it above all special interests. I know this district. I've got to know I'm representing thousands of people out here.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.